Red, White, and Royal Blue. Chapter 4. The Secret Grows. The emails became more frequent, sometimes 2, 3 times a day. What began as casual banter laced with sarcasm was now the highlight of Alex's daily routine. He found himself checking his phone every hour, searching for Henry's name in his inbox. Each message, whether a single witty sentence or a long paragraph, felt like a secret gift. Some notes made him laugh so hard he had to mute himself during meetings. Others left him staring at the screen, heart thudding as if Henry's words carried more than just friendship. They talked about everything: politics, royal obligations, coffee preferences, old films, their dogs. Their conversations began to stretch longer into the night, growing more personal with every reply. One evening, as Alex sat curled up in his Georgetown apartment, a photo popped up on his phone. It was Henry, wearing a gray hoodie and flannel pants, lounging on the ornate palace floor beside a golden retriever who looked equally exhausted. The caption read, "The royal duties are exhausting." Alex grinned and replied instantly, "I didn't know the crown allowed sweatpants." Henry's response came within seconds. "It's top secret. Don't leak it to the press or I'll be disowned." As the weeks passed, their messages changed. Political updates turned personal. Personal jokes became affectionate, and affection turned into intimacy. It started subtly. Miss you, here. Wish you were here, there. Then came the shared dreams, imagined weekends away. Private jokes only they understood. They both knew it was reckless, but it felt real, more real than any relationship either of them had known. Alex would find himself distracted in strategy meetings, thinking about what Henry might be doing. Henry, during royal engagements, would sneak glances at his phone, hoping for one of Alex's spontaneous, slightly inappropriate observations. When Alex flew to Los Angeles for a high-profile fundraising event, he stood by the pool under the California sun, surrounded by donors and celebrities, yet felt oddly disconnected. Instead of mingling, he pulled out his phone and typed, "The pool here is gorgeous. You'd love it. Feels like something out of a Bond movie." Henry replied within minutes, "Sounds perfect. One day, maybe." Alex stared at the screen for a long moment. Then, heart pounding, he typed, "I'd like that." He hesitated before hitting send, then did it anyway. And as he watched the message disappear into cyberspace, he realized he wasn't just flirting anymore. He meant it. Every word. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Chapter 5. A Risk Worth Taking. Henry arrived in New York under the pretense of attending a United Nations charity summit. Cameras caught him stepping off a plane, smiling politely, waving in his perfectly pressed navy coat. But behind that royal composure, his heart beat fast for one reason only: Alex. There was no media schedule for what happened next, no security convoy, just a quiet message sent from Alex. Back entrance, after 9 inches. That night, in Brooklyn, a small independent bookstore stood with its lights dimmed and its doors locked to the public. Alex had pulled strings to rent it out for the evening, ensuring privacy and silence. The store smelled of old paper and fresh espresso, the kind of place where secrets could safely live. When Henry arrived, he didn't knock. He simply walked in, and when he saw Alex waiting by the history section, their eyes locked and said everything words couldn't. The air between them felt charged, like static before a storm. They didn't speak at first. Alex stepped forward, slow but sure, and pulled Henry into a kiss. It was not a question. It was an answer to everything they'd both been feeling, but hadn't said aloud. not in emails, not in midnight phone calls. They kissed like time had stopped. When they finally broke apart, both were breathless, their foreheads leaning together, hands gripping each other's sleeves like anchors. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Chapter 5. A Risk Worth Taking. They talked. They sat on the floor between shelves, filled with poetry and political biographies, sharing stories, catching up on the small things, what they were reading, the stress of public life, the way time felt different now. They laughed, they touched, they shared long silences that didn't need filling. At one point, with fingers entwined, Henry whispered, "Do you ever think we're playing with fire?" Alex gave a half smile, looked straight at him, and replied, "Yeah, but maybe fire's what we need to burn down all the fear." Outside, the city kept humming, but inside, under the soft golden light, they built a world for two, fleeting but real. Later that night, curled together on a worn-out couch tucked in the corner of the shop, they lay in silence. Alex traced the back of Henry's hand, while Henry stared at the ceiling, eyes wide, as if afraid to blink and lose the moment. In the dark, Alex murmured, "I'm scared too, but I don't want to walk away." Henry turned to him, voice steady but soft. "Then let's not." And in that fragile stillness, they made an unspoken vow. This wasn't just a fling, not just longing in the shadows. It was something real. It was dangerous. It was love. And it was a risk they were both willing to take.